Guess what? I was just on my other page going live to see if I could gain some subscribers and some more supporters, but I was over there. But I came to my main page just to speak with my beautiful supporters this late night and have a little late night chat. I don't know if you saw the title, but the title is, I would like to start reacting to Naziah Harris case just based on the preliminary hearings alone. I would like to continue to react on this case for Naziah Harris. Naziah Harris was a 13-year-old girl that is missing, that is suspected to be unalived and ever since last year. But, with that in mind, I'm trying to get things together and organized. So I wanted to just start off slow and give my rants in the morning to my beautiful morning listeners and have them to have something to, listen to before they get their day started, while they getting their day started. So I will try to do at least, a rant about Naziah Harris. But I was looking at the preliminary hearings and I would like to react to that. And I want to do it until the trial begins. So the preliminary hearings were like about, I think, 2 weeks ago. So it died down and a lot of commentary is still going on around it and people are still talking about it and just bringing justice to this young baby girl that we don't know if we suspect. We have a great idea that Naziah is no longer functioning or conscious in this universe. I'll leave it like that. So what I'm going to do for my audience is, and my supporters is, if you are in this, I'm going to stay here for a little bit so I can at least have everyone to have what I'm going to do in mind, give them a little idea, or just go over and give a summary of what I will do. Lasagna, we back. How are you? Welcome to the chat, everyone. Hey, Lasagna. She's been a member for since the time I had this page. A great friend, a great supporter, and we all need someone like her. So with the Naziah Harris case, it's a little bit, it's very heartbreaking, chilling, disturbing, sensitive. It can be sensitive towards and for a lot of people to hear because the events that took place in her life over her short life is absolutely disturbing. What's your body count, lady? What's your body? What? Here we go with the dummies. So listen, don't worry about my body count, dummy. Okay, that's the last thing you should be worrying about, dummy. My body count. So listen, so as I was saying, like with the Naziah Harris case, now what the first person, the last time I was speaking about the case, I was talking about the sister, I spoke about the fiance, I spoke about the one of his children's mother, but I did it because I want to go over and back over what I said about some of the people that were already testifying on the case in the preliminary hearings. Either it's Dusty or here we go, incel. Let's give this incel a little bit of attention. So, dirty boy, how long you been an incel, right? Because that's what the type of creatures that are appearing now. Like if you don't believe in evolution, you should definitely believe in evolution now that you are the new creature and the new creature is incel. So do you have anything to say before I block your ass? Because this is just dumb. Like, I know that the incels are the loneliest creatures in the world, and most of them are male species. There are femcells, but the incels, male, they take over the world. They taking over. Steer clear from the incels. You are an incel. Come in here and say, I am an incel. I know who I am. I identify as an incel, and I'm not ashamed of being an incel. Okay? Let me see if I can erase this psycho. Remove, oh gosh. Hide this user on this channel. Put user in timeout. Hide. We're gonna hide you. I guess that means block. Remove. Okay. He said ran through with Shabbat. Like, how you start off the question like that? You don't think that you're an incel with erectile dysfunction? You are an incel with erectile dysfunction. You learn nothing from your masters. Okay, so what I was here go another incel. Man, what the fuck is this? Like, come on. I be feeling bad for y'all men. Y'all are really psychotic, right? Most of you guys suffer from psychosis. That could be debilitating. Now I'm saying I just got hit. Oh, okay. Thank you. Just sit back and listen. I'm talking about this is my main page. I have another page lead that I talk about relationships and fashion and lifestyle and cooking and all that good stuff. But this particular page, I want to talk about certain things. So if I may continue, I apologize to my supporters and my listeners that know how we do on this page. So listen, so I wanted just to break down a little bit of what I saw. I spoke about um Jarvis Butts, who's 42 years old, who is accused of is a known foul, is a known Chester, is a serial SA, is someone that has groomed little girls because his mind is sick and he is sick, right? So but that's, we don't have to highlight him, we already know what he is. I want to talk about the people that testified in the preliminary hearing, which was disturbing to me on all accounts, right? So first up we had his sister. That's the one I caught up with, his sister. I had my doubts about her. I was listening to her. I was feeling compassion for her. I was feeling so sorry for her. I was feeling hurt for her, like in a certain type of way, but not thoroughly because I didn't hear her whole story. So when she said, that her brother was doing her car for free, I felt like that she was complicit in a lot of stuff that this man was doing. She knew what was he doing. She had an idea what he was doing. He have a long list in history of being an essay. He has a long list in the history of being a Chester. So one of the things that she said that stood out to me the most, that made me wave the red flag, was when she said that her car was getting done for free. So she spoke to her brother the day before so he could come look at her car to check it out, just to check it out, no work being done. So she had to wait in line before he checked her car out, right? But she wasn't there just to get her car checked out, right? From the testimony that she gave and from the things that she was saying, and that put the thought and notion in my head that she was there to spy, to see what was going on. I believe in my heart, and if y'all want to go back and listen to the preliminary hearings with his sister, she said that she had received a hey Bronx, I'm late. Who you in talking about? Oh, hey Fee. I'm talking about Naziah Harris. I don't know if you heard about her, but I think she, her name been the young girl that was oh gosh, I don't even know how to summarize this, but Naziah Harris, 13-year-old missing girl, suspected to be uh, uh, unalive by her aunt's boyfriend, right? So this is a big story. Everybody is jumping in on it. And it's kind of scary and sad at the same time that people are taking advantage and doing their due diligence in their way to get views and money, and that's what it's about. Not all of them, because a lot of people are doing it in a great way, showing her justice, making sure Naziah get the justice that she needs and deserves at 13 years old. So what I was saying is like his sister, right? She was saying, and I push back on me, people, because I have a different perspective and a different insight, and it may not seem aligned with everyone else's views, because everyone was saying that, well, she turned and she gave her brother name, she reported him to the cops. So one thing that stood out to me about his sister testimony, because I don't know how to pronounce her name. I think it starts with a T. Oh, well, I have to look into it. I haven't heard it. Oh yeah, you should do it. I think you would be great at it too, Fee. Naziah Harris. I'm telling you, as soon as you type her name in, her name pops up, and you're gonna have. You know what I did, Fee? From Leo to Leo. I wasn't really listening to, but I have been listening to other content creators do content on her, reaction and commentary to her. But I think if you become interested and want to do commentary on her, because I think that'd be great for everyone, in this sector to do commentary on her. What I did was I started listening to the court hearings. That's where it would take you, and you'll have a different, better understanding without people commentary. But I am still looking at like content creators commentary on her. But you will get the most information and the best insights is from the preliminary hearing. Get a light on, shorty. No, this is an audio dark podcast, Jason. Why don't you just sit back and relax and listen, right? You don't have to have a face behind a voice. I'm narrating the story tonight, and you should be grateful for that, sir. But listen, so getting back to the sister, like she said some questionable things that stood out. She said that she had received some information about a podcast about her brother, and she didn't, because they was cutting her off saying this is he said she said. They cut her off. The I think the defense did what they had to do, so she wouldn't like go into deep details why she was there. She used Naziah Harris as an excuse, right? No. I'm sorry. Let me bump that. She used her going to get her car checked out. She used, and I'm sorry, I'm not saying that his sister, oh gosh, I just feel like sometimes I have to just go straight, say what I have to say, straight shooter, speak from the heart, speak off the top, right? So she did say that her brother spoke the day before, or because she wanted to have her car come, she wanted to bring her car so he could check it out. She brought the car. She had to wait in line. She got there around 4:30. It was still light up. So they was asking her about Naziah. She said she saw Naziah. She observed Naziah getting in and out the car. And she asked, while she saw Naziah getting in and out the car, I'm pretty sure she had her suspicions, right? Her brother is a known SO, a SA, a Chester, a foul. So she had to have some suspicion in her head as to why a little girl that looked like a little girl is getting in and out of her brother's car with no adult supervision. She did indicate, and she did say, hey, Original Lou. She did indicate, and she did say that she asked her brother, who was that little girl? I'm paraphrasing. He said, and he told her that the little girl that she saw getting in and out her car, getting in and out of her brother car, Jarvis Butts, 42-year-old SO, right, was his business partner's niece. He lied straight from there. I'm pretty sure she didn't believe him. She already, because what would be the reason for her asking, right? I guess if she was the only little girl there, getting in and out of the car, going back and forth, just in and out of her brother's car, she got in the back of her mind that her brother is a SA, a SO, a Chester, a foul, a serial Chester, a person that violates children's rights. And he violated every law of nature. Of course, this is in the back of her mind, right? So we could poke holes in her story too, because she told on herself. One thing that stood out was when she said that she was getting her car serviced for free, checked out for free. She had to wait. She arrived at 4:30. It was still light outside. When she got out the car to go to the bathroom, I guess to the service station, because she saw Naziah going back and forth, going to the service station. I guess she caught up with Naziah enough to see that Naziah was, what she said? Oh, she said she was going to the gas station, I guess, to go to the bathroom, and Naziah was walking in front of her, and she said that, oh, she is so small and tiny, right? So as a small and tiny, like most little girls are small and tiny, right? Unless they are just whatever, not small and tiny. So she had a lot of preconceived notions, and she had a lot of thoughts and suspicions about this little girl before she arrived to the shop, because someone sent her information about a podcast, and she received some information from her brother's baby mamas, I guess. I guess I call baby mothers or children's mothers to be professional, and she was concerned. So what she did was when she messed up, because they cornered her on that. Like, what do you mean that she was tiny and skinny? I think she said skinny and tiny or small and tiny, but she did indicate that she was so close up on Azaya that she saw how small and skinny she was, and she knew that probably Nadia looked out of place and like, why is this little girl getting in and out of my brother's car? Because if that's my brother, I'm definitely going to be like, oh, I wouldn't even be around him. First of all, I would like disown his ass. Like, you a sick, twisted motherfucker. You have no right to come around me and my kids. And if you ever come around me and my kids, even with an inch, that's going to be your life. Sorry. I'm dead ass serious. And that's enough for my evilness for that to just now, because I don't want to get in trouble for sharing my thoughts and opinions on how I would go about if a family member did anything heinous and sickening what her brother did. Okay, so the things that stood out was her saying that she was going to get her car for free, that she received some info about a podcast and about, some information. She was there. The prosecutor asked her, the defense attorney asked her how close was her and her brother. She said, close enough. She said, that's my brother. That's my brother. That's how I knew she was a sick woman too. She was trying to make it seem like that she was so empathetic and sympathetic towards, but she did report and she did have suspicion that she saw Naziah Harris. That was, I feel like personally, in my opinion, that's why she was there, to check out the scene, to see what was going on, to stake out the area, to have information, to come back to say, listen, I saw her there, right? Because as soon as she said Naziah was going back and forth in a gas station and she was had the opportunity to walk behind Naziah. She said she was so small and tiny. She had already had an idea of what Naziah may have looked like, but she wasn't sure. When she asked her sick brother, Jarvis Butts, 42, essay person, like, who is that? And he lied and he said, oh, this is his partner's niece. I would have had raised suspicions too. I would have asked the little girl, like, who you here with? What? That's me. That's who I am. I'm a Leo, and we very protective. And if we're going to speak about astrology, which we know that it can relate in certain moments and just start the conversation, I definitely would have asked, who you here with, little girl? Not like that. I would have made her feel a little bit comfortable, like I wasn't trying to threaten her or made her feel like she was being threatened by an adult, because children are scared of adults, and adults, we have a way of like intimidating children and we're not aware of it. So I would at least try to make her feel comfortable and see where she was doing, where it was leading up to say, hey, how you doing, what's your name, when she was walking. And that's what I'm talking about. You see, now you got me thinking. Because if she would have seen Naziah, she was that close to Naziah, walking distance, not that far from her, to observe how small and skinny she was and tiny she was. And she had every opportunity to ask her to befriend her and build a little bit, a tiny trust in her, and be like, hey, how you doing? I like your coat. I seen you. I think I seen you before. Just for, make her feel comfortable, and then ask her, what you doing here? I would have let her know, this is Jarvis is my brother. I'm here to get my car checked out. What you doing here? I never seen you around before. Like, and then as Naziah would have let her know, oh, I'm here. She would have got she would have got stuck in that with that question. And I say she would have got stuck with that question is because she wouldn't have known what to say. Unless they told her, unless Jarvis prepared her to say, if anyone asks you who you here with, you say that you are King's niece, right? That's it. That's all. The problem that I have with Jarvis' sister is that she was sticking around. She came there from 4:30, and the sun was still up. She left at around 6:30. She had to wait. She said, my brother always do my car for free. You have that much loyalty to your brother, knowing that he's a sick, twisted individual, that he has done all these sick, heinous things to little girls, that he has a record for. He's a repeated offender. He did 10 years in jail for being a sicko, a twisted, disturbed individual. And you taking your car up there because you are too cheap to pay for someone to check your car out? Right? So when you said, excuse me, Jarvis' sister, when you said what you said, it just indicated to me that, and implied to me that you was there for a reason. And you wasn't there for the reason that you said. You was there to check out the scene. You was there to check out information, take information back to the people that sent you the podcast, and to confirm whether you saw Naziah Harris or not. And if she looked like a little girl. So what I think I tripped on, because I'm not going to be here for long, what I tripped on and tripped over is that she was on a lot. Well, she went missing, excuse me for the record, at 13. So today, if her birthday come around, I think she would be like 14, right? So that was my problem that I had with his sister. And then people was pushing back on me, which was good, which was great, which I think was definitely needed, that she did make, and she did turn, well, she didn't turn him in, but she did go to the police with information. But her intentions, I felt like, wasn't good, because she had ample amount of opportunities to ask Naziah personally, up close and personal, because she could have even, like, it could have been even a save that day. Like, oh, you know, you need to, go home. You shouldn't be here as a young girl by yourself, getting in and out the car and back and forth in the car. Like, how long do it takes for you to know that something isn't right, and you never seen her before, but you have an idea of who she is and who she might be, right? Which was sad to hear her on that stand. She looked like a decent woman. She looked like she a nice looking woman. She was riddled with guilt that she sacrificed her car. No, she sacrificed doing the right thing for a car inspection. Okay, I have wrote some things down, but I'm just getting started. But I'll definitely will continue to speak on this topic in this manner, in this nature, in this tone, in this attitude, right? Because I have no dog in this fight. I'm just saying what I observed, and based on what I've seen with the preliminary hearings, it's something to talk about. It's something to just sit back and discuss amongst grown people that can exchange feedback with one another without getting to taking it personal, because of course you're going to take it personal. It is a sensitive case. It is disturbing. It is chilling. It is outrageous. Before I go, the last thing, I want to apologize to Detroit, Michigan, right? Oh, I said fuck Detroit, but I don't want to say fuck Detroit no more, because you know what? Detroit handles shit a little bit different. I saw the news. I think it was Click Detroit. I'm not sure. A news station, a news channel that was on that ass about this case, especially one of the reporters. They say shit differently from here in New York. They don't play. They make it be known like this is a sick, disturbed individual, a chilling, sick, disgusting person. They paraphrase it, but those words was not too far from what I said. So shout out to Detroit for the groundwork that you're doing, right? And the passion that you're putting behind and finding justice for Naziah. I'm talking about the news channel. I was watching y'all news station in Detroit. I'm not gonna lie. I was like, oh shit. Detroit ain't nothing to play with their news channel. But everybody else, I'm gonna remain on your ass. I just wanted to get Jarvis' sister out the way, just to bring light on how I'm going to go about talking about this topic. I don't know if I'm going to do it at night. I don't know if I'm going to do it in the morning, but it will be until the trial, and bring justice to, excuse me, Naziah Harris, right? As far as his sister goes, I don't think she had any hand in it, but as far as his sister, it's being the older sister, knowing her brother is a creep, knowing that her brother is an offender of heinous crimes. He violated the laws of nature. He took away, he has been taken away. He will not now ever take away anyone's innocence because he is where he is supposed to be. It should have been and should be for the rest of his life. I'm judging. This is a judgmental live, and it will be during during this case with Naziah Harris. I will continue with the preliminary hearing. If y'all have anything to say, please think about it and follow me in the morning on my rants, and we'll talk about it and we'll discuss it. So I just hope everyone would I would like to just thank everyone for listening and for this live. I appreciate you, right? It helps me be better that you are listening and that you give your feedback and your presence is felt and your warmth is felt and it's needed for me to talk all this shit. So I would like to say thank you for listening to my insight and my perspective. Have a good night.